Hello, Arayo Fiona.
Arayo Daudi, and this is Fas Fas, the show where we make way for women in the leadership sphere.
Na kolongitina iki ato malo disukula Moroto elo diwana kiana ngakero dia kere ngona VP teach la ngaberu aloto maki wo alokar moja so aloto maki ana yakare wani ngipe yo yetu ani boko yo honorable kiai ngidara karikon kore representative la youth.
And we have Joseph Lolek Anyalnyal, who is from the Carve Development Forum.
Florence ngiditu ani boko yara entrepreneur aloto makara moja.
And we have Carol Napeyok, who is from the Straight Talk Foundation. So ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's make way and make some noise.
According to a 2016 Brace report, the transition from a predominantly pastoral lifestyle in Karamoja region has led to increased dependence on agriculture. This has caused a shift in gender roles concerning responsibilities and power relations. Women's workload has increased dramatically in recent years, lengthening their workday by 5 hours and adding to their reproductive tasks. These tasks include cooking, cleaning, caretaking, collecting water, firewood, and wild fruits. In contrast, men's roles and responsibilities have reduced as these were tied to their nomadic pastoralism and their identity as warriors. Their reluctance to engage in alternative livelihoods leaves women to bear the full burden of providing for the home. The overexploitation of women's labor and the underutilization of men has left little time for women to pursue leadership opportunities.
Now, according to UN Women, women spend about 2.5 more times doing unpaid work than men, coming down to a total of 7 years. That keeps them away from doing paid work and participating in leadership. And today we discuss that unpaid work and the work overload for women in Karamoja and in other parts of the country. And we have an exciting panel of guests to help us break it down. Thank you so much for joining us today. Now, I'd just like to ask really quickly to start us off, what does the average woman in Karamoja do? What's her life like? And I think I'm just going to start with Florence.
An average woman's workload is really, I think I'm going to put it into 2 sections.
Okay.
Yeah, because we have two layers of women here. The traditional women in the villages, and the women working class of women.
So the women who haven't gone to school and those who have?
Who have gone to school, yes. Those who have actually not gone to school are the women, I think, who have take the biggest percentage of the workload in the household, doing all chores. I think they even take even 25%, as you just mentioned. I think it's even more, because they take more of that workload in taking care of the children, in the gardening work, in doing all sorts of chores.
Okay.
And also taking care of the husband, because he's never there. Traditionally back in the villages, the men are in the field with their animals. Okay. They will come back in the evening.
So Florence, back to you. Why do you think it's the women in the villages that are actually suffering the overload?
Because it is traditionally, it has been so, if I may first put it that way. Culturally, the women, the traditional women are the ones who do most of the work at home. If I can put it in, for example, who builds the houses in Karamoja? Who builds the manyatas, the villages you see?
It's the women who actually build the houses?
Yes.
So what?
It's the women
Joseph,
who do the houses.
Other than, taking care of cattle, which I have heard is even delegated to the younger boys. What does the man do in the household? Yes.
Yeah. I do believe women do a lot of work, especially at the family level. And then men do more of the protective roles in the society. Like, let's say the kids have gone out to look after cows. Their work is to ensure an enemy does not take them away.
So the man has to be in range of where his cows are? Yeah. Okay.
And then also when the cows are coming back, he's again going to reinforce, to check on them. But also in family, we do the protective role. And then also we do the admin manager role. Okay. Although the woman now is focused more on bringing this child up and then making sure they are well in society.
So thank you, Joseph. You talked of men being protective. But nowadays, if you went back to the villages, we no longer have those cows. So what are the men doing actually to help the women?
What are they protecting?
Yeah.
Yeah, nowadays the trends have changed. The economy is also biting all of us. Previously, the economy was okay. For us, we would go and look for cows and ensure that we multiply them in other ways. And then now, we are focusing more on ensuring that at least in a house, we do struggle also together with women, although the larger percentage is left to the women. Yeah.
Helen, it has been said that women are, quote unquote, the breadwinners of the family, you know, in the Karamoja region. Do you find that to be true, that the burden of sustaining the family falls on the women?
Yeah, it's true. Why I say it is true, first of all, we realize that this woman is married into this family. And then, like, we look at the bride wealth that a man pays to marry this woman. And you realize that it is now this woman who is supposed to be the provider for everybody in that clan. And
Not just her household,
but
only the whole clan.
Yeah, not only the household. She's not only married to that husband of hers, because in the cultural context of Karamoja, once the woman is married, you're not only married to him, you're actually a wife of the clan. So you're supposed to provide for everyone. You do not only provide for your household. So you're supposed to provide beyond what you're even unable to. So you get that a woman now becomes overwhelmed, she's constrained, and because of that, you end up realizing that even the productivity of this woman becomes low.
Ellen, thank you very much for that. But in that statement, don't you think a woman is taken as a tool? Because you are married and you're supposed to serve the whole family, as large as it is, and you're maybe a single-handed woman. So don't you think you're taken as a tool?
True. A woman is now taken as a tool because of the number of cows that maybe this man believes, yeah, I paid her. For example, I paid Helen 100 cows, so let her do everything. You know, and it's also because of the illiteracy level. You know, Karamoja is just realizing education. Just yesterday is when everybody is now becoming like, wow, this is what is happening in the rest of the world. Let us copy. So it's because it's not that the culture says, but it's also because of the illiteracy level that this man believes in it, and then you make your own wife a tool, which is wrong.
But Caro, I mean, we were talking earlier, and putting the tool aside, you are saying it is a place of pride for a woman to be seen as a hardworking woman. And therefore, it's just not necessarily just the pressure of the men to do certain things, but even the women, they want to be seen as the woman who can be a breadwinner and take care of the home. Can you just please expound on that, because you were telling me that earlier?
Yes, back to culture in Karamoja, the way a child is brought up, especially an adolescent girl. An adolescent girl is brought up knowing to know everything a woman is supposed to do. Like you cannot grow up in this family and you see all the girls in the villages are doing something. They are able to go to collect firewood, they are able to go to collect water. So it is something which is begun the time the girls are growing up. So the girls grow up knowing that I have to do this in order for people to know that I can do this and I can manage my own family.
And that makes you more appealing to suitors and fetches more cows if the girl is hardworking.
Exactly. If they see that this girl is hardworking, always that man hiring at that girl will always say that girl in that family is hardworking. I need to pick up that girl.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Carol. So it means it is a pride of a woman to be overloaded with work.
To take on the workload. You take it on with pride.
It is because the girl is used to that.
Yeah.
And we look at it as Karamojong women as it's a pride, but sometimes we look at it as like, you know, we are overloaded, but this is how I've been brought up.
Kre ikwaika to kori Ellen kia yarangi da karikon loto Moroto district. Ngide polokiniti ntole boko yongulwa the youth female counselor. So achamta ngiti kia akingedet ikwa a counselor. Halipite mo kona balance nga yong. Kori to limokana banga dikidio kre epite ngolo edipioria etich. Iwani kwa ngabero akiwo aloto manga wiata.
Alakara. Una kire alimunia ngo ikwa alimunio deknaka to yok fifi atamaribe. Iroko uni atamaribe arawa beru ekeno emeleku ibore dadang. A woman has become a hoe. A woman has become all sorts of any income that comes to a family. A woman has actually become more than responsible to provide for the family, and thus leaves the men very relaxed. They are, let me call it a comfort zone. They're in that comfort zone and they say yes, that is their role. So I think na ibore geni torko nga beru tolo di kide tichuno woi kimuria katamari yakata dike cha pedon alodi takiwo akiriking etunga. So it leaves the women in that position that they feel they cannot actually take up political positions, and it makes women now feel that they cannot lead, they cannot represent the people.
Achamagini akaberu akuwa kotere yenu anike uwa beru da ngairi na beru to ke kileda ke akalda.
Florence, I'd like to ask you, so what exactly, because it's important to understand the kind of opportunities that women getting involved in this unpaid work and work overload, what kind of opportunities does that take away, you know, from the girls, you know, in Karamoja when they spend most of their time being, you know, in the workspace? And we'll be back to answer that in just a bit. But don't forget, you can get in touch with us on Facebook, on Twitter. The hashtag is Fas Fas. You can also catch up with the shows on YouTube. Please just go and look for Fasi Fas. We'll be back right after this.